Hi guys, I'm Roger. I'm going to show you your new 888 today. This is your bifold machine. And so I'm going to go through all the buttons to start with, and then you're going to watch it run a couple cycles to see how, and then I'll show you the different adjustments for doing 6/8 door, 8/0, and then also going to your 7/0 door, okay? All right, so now I'm going to go over how to start your machine up in the morning you come in. First of all, there's on our main electrical panel, there's a quick disconnect switch. So you want to turn it from off to on to bring power into your box. And then over here you got your air main shutoff valve. So if you just turn this to supply, it's going to fill air up. Okay, so the air is on now. Okay, so here's your control panel box on the front of your machine. So the first one, here's your control circuit button. So it's on off, you turn it to on, and that'll bring power to here. And then you notice up on your main box, there's a 6-light circuit up there. It'll tell you that your lights are on. And the next thing you know, we need to hit the start machine and power up the machine. But before we do that, I'm just going to go through these buttons really quick. Over here is your eject button. What this does, when it's turned on, it'll kick your door over so it'll feed out onto the belts and feed out of the machine on the opposite side. Over here, we got a reverse screwdrivers. You can turn it on for if you want. What the reverse does, when it comes down into your door and it starts in reverse, and it'll put a point in your door, so it'll be in the center of your hinge, of your screw hinge, and it'll drive the screw straight down. If you turn it off, it just feeds forward, and it's screwed straight forward, and it just goes down and feeds all, and it just screws in one way without being reversing, okay? Okay, these are for your end drills. Down below here, your little 3/8 drills that come on and drill your holes. On for on, off for off. Your feed belt here, we have it off right now. We turn it on, it's going to feed your door out of the machine when it's done. And you'll probably have it on all the time. Okay, if you don't want to run your screwdrivers, you just turn to off, and the only thing that will work is your end drills. So that's what goes there. And then the screw drop on off. That up on top of the hoppers here, it'll drop the screws. So if you turn that on, it'll drop screws. Turn it to off, it won't drop screws at all. And then your fourth head is for your 8/0 door. So if you're running an 8/0 door, you want the switch on. If you don't want it on, you want to run this 6/8 doors, you turn it off, and it'll just run 3 heads, and it'll shift for you. Okay, and you're going to see that as we run through the doors here. All right, so I'm going to turn the screwdrivers back on. Here's your carriage adjust. And what this does is adjust your carriage up and down for whatever width door it is, okay? I got a tape right here on this tube, and we got a tape reader right here, right down here. There's a tape reader down there, and it'll read what thickness or what width of door you have, okay? All right, here I go. I'll turn the machine on, start power, and then you're going to see everything start working, getting ready to go. All right, everything turns on until you put doors down the side here, and when it sees this eye right here, okay, this sensor here is when you first start your machine up, or your each door cycle, when you cover this eye with a door, it shuts the belt off and it gets ready to run your next door. So this is your first start sequence of the whole machine. It reads, as soon as that eye reads, turns the belt feed off, picks the unit up a little bit, and you're ready to start get your door in and clamped up. So we put the doors in here, feed down. All right. Once you get there, you want to hit your door clamp. At that point, your doors are clamped down here, and your door pivot comes in here to hold the door apart. And then we got the palm buttons here, and we got to hit both palms here, the 2 start buttons. And this here will raise it up, and then you're going to see everything work, okay? All right, so here we go. We got to load our hinges into the right here, into the hinges. Then what it is, when you hit start sequence, it's going to slide across to here, and the heads will come down and drive the screws in. But I got to load all 4 hinges here, so I'll go all the way across, load them up. All right, here we go. All right, so over here you got a clear screw button. Every once in a great while you probably get a screw gets hung up coming down. So if you see it's missing a screw or something, you press this in and it's going to drive the screws down all 4 heads. So when you see this, it'll come through, push the screw out, you let go, and you're good to go, okay? Here's an emergency stop button. If you want to just kill the machine quick, just push that in. You're gonna have to, it stays in, it's maintained, so you got to pull it back out to start up production again, okay? So now we showed you the 8/0 door, so now I'm going to show you the 6/8. The 6.8, this is the head number 4 on the far right. It will not work under that when it's a 6.8 door. But when you're doing your smallest width door to 8 3/4, we got to move this head out of the way because it's too low with this motor all the way up. So we got to pull this out of the way. So this bolt here, and there's one on the other side over here, we got to raise this up. And we got to loosen bolts, and we'll raise up out of your way so you can bring that motor underneath. So we're going to show you how to do that right now. You just got to loosen those 1/2-inch bolts there. There's 4 of them, 2 on that side, 2 on this side. And then there's this so you just want to bottom the bolt out all the way up top. Underneath here on the bottom side, you'll see it goes up. That's where you want to be. So that way it gives you enough room clearance for that motor to come underneath head number 4 so you get to that, okay? But if you're running every other sizes of width door, you're fine. You don't need to do this. It's just for your 8 3/4 door. Then you just got to tighten your bolts back up. Then on the back side, when you lower it back down, there's a dead stop bolts on the back that'll stop it when it comes down so you're in the same spot every time. Okay, so now to run my 6.8 door, I'm going to turn head number 4 off, and you're going to watch the drill go in, okay? Your right side drill is going to go in to make down to a 6.8. So when I turn that, you see the head shift over for 6.8, and then your ball catch shifts over. Okay, so we're set to run a 6.8, but before we do that, we're running a 11 3/4 door. 11 3/4 door. So I got to close it up, and then come up to 11 3/4 right there. I'm at 11 3/4. So now I'm ready for load my hinges and set my door in there. All right, hinges are loaded. Here we go. We'll set this in. And there goes your door. So you notice your holes on the bottom right there. And then we'll open this up. And there you go. There's your door. Here's your hinges. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple quick adjustments here if you got to do any adjustment work. All right, so this here limit switch here shuts off your screwdrivers when you're screwing your screws into your hinges into the door. So if it comes down and triggers this and your screws are too loose, they're not all the way seated down, you want to loosen this nut and thread it down a little bit. And when you come down, you don't need to come down much, it'll drive it further down. If it's going down and stripping, that means it's going too far, it's going to ruin your screwdriver bits. You loosen this and you back it up a 1/2 turn. And then you're set, okay? That's what that adjustment is for, okay? Down here, we got adjustment bolts. And these here are for your 6.8 and then your 8.0 option. So this is your 6.8 door stop right here for your second head. Each head has one if you need to move it, head 2 and 3. And what you do is just loosen the nut, and if you need to go to your right more, thread it in. If you got to go back out to the left, just back the bolt out of whatever. And the same for your right head door stop, okay?
All right, starting your 7-foot door shift. First step is to be in your 6.8 location. Come over here and turn the air off. All right, adjusting your right side from your 6.8 location to your 7.0 location uses these jam nuts as your stop. All the way forward is your 6.8 location, and adjust it backwards until you reach the other set of jam nuts, which is your stop for your 7.0 location. After you've adjusted your right-hand side, you want to make sure you turn the air back on. All right, adjusting your left-hand side from 6.8 to the 7.0 location. You'll move this handle back 2 inches from 80 to 82. You can reference your tape for your measurement. For your final step for adjusting for a 7/0 door is to move the door stop, which you'll loosen these 2 1/2-inch bolts, slide this door stop plate all the way back to the end of your slots, and then retightening those bolts.